This is a beautiful song written by Michelle Legrand with the lyrics by the Bergmans, Alan and Marilyn. And Freddie, you will know this song because you played it with me. What are you doing the rest of your life? North and south and east and west of your life. I have only one request of your life, that you spend it all with me. All the seasons and the times of your days, all the nickels and the dimes of your days. Let the reasons and the rhymes of your days all begin and end with me. I want to see your face in every kind of light, in fields of dawn and forests of the night, and when you stand before the candles on a cave, oh, let me be the one to hear the silent wish you make. Those tomorrows waiting deep in your eyes, in the world of love you keep in your eyes. I'll awaken what's asleep in your eyes. It may take a kiss or two, There's tomorrow's waiting deep in your eyes, in the world of longing keep in your eyes. I'll awaken what's asleep in your eyes. It may take a kiss or two. When Rosemary sang that on the Merv Griffin show, she got a standing ovation. So she was just thrilled, like she's thinking, I'm back. And speaking of what do you do with the rest of your life, one day in 1973, she was coming home from the psychiatrist's office. She was in her old blue Corvette convertible, and another car pulled up with the top down. And I didn't tell you what this person called her, but she heard Rosella. Now, do you remember Dante? I told you not to forget about Dante. It was Dante, and it was just unbelievable. After that, he became her manager. She said she would never get married again, but she was worried about how she would seem to him because she said that he was slim and lanky, and she wasn't. She had changed a lot in her appearance, but that didn't matter to him. So he moved in with her after a short time. He was so easygoing and wonderful. Her adult children loved him, and so he moved in, and like I said, she wasn't planning on ever marrying. Then in 1975, Bing Crosby asked her to do a benefit with him to celebrate his 50th year in show business. And when the day came, she was really nervous because she said she was afraid of going on a big stage, and she had her words, and she's looking at her words, and Bing said, take the piece of paper on stage with you. Nobody's gonna care. And that's what she did. And so that was another positive thing for her. She started getting more and more offers to do more and more work, and she joined Bing on tour, and they played Vegas, San Francisco, New York, the London Palladium, and the whole time Dante was by her side, and she would bring her son Miguel was her drummer in that band. And she said when Bing Crosby died on October 14th, 1977, you probably remember he was playing golf in Spain. I mean, I remember this. If you're old enough, you might remember. And after the last hole, he had a heart attack and died. And she wrote that people would never understand what he had meant to her, that she had learned so much about singing from him, and now she owed him her resurrection. So she hadn't recorded in 10 years. And a few days after Bing died, she was asked if she wanted to make a record for Concord Jazz. And she was told that she could do anything she wanted, whatever. So she recorded with a small ensemble like this, and she sang some of her old standards, and at the end of the recording session, she was asked if she wanted to do one album a year for Concord Jazz. So how wonderful was that? She was almost 50 years old, and for the rest of her life, she recorded an album a year with Concord Jazz. And there were guys that I worked with at the time, and they'd share the music with me and say, have you heard Rosemary Clooney stuff? You know, so that was when I got introduced to her again in her later years. So the rest of the set is going to be a sampling of songs from the various albums that she did. And I'll tell you a couple other things about what was going on with her in her life. But here's one that she recorded. She did a tribute to Billie Holiday. And this was a really great, I'm on the right song, yes I am. Because I don't know why I have all these little pieces of paper in here. But, so this is a great song. Lisa and I like to play it a lot together. This is called Comes Love.
Snowstorm, you can get a little heat. Comes love, nothing can be done. Comes a fire, then you know just what to do. Blow a tire, you can get another shoe. Comes love, nothing can be done. Don't try hiding, 'cause there isn't use. You start sliding where your heart turns on the juice. Comes a headache, you can lose it in a day. Comes a toothache, see a dentist right away. Comes love, nothing can be done. Nothing can be done.
That's a CD she recorded in 1979 called Here's to My Lady. And she had met Billie Holiday in a club when they went to hear her, and then she invited Billie Holiday over to her house. And she spends a lot of time in the autobiography talking about how much they said they had in common. So that was really interesting too. Okay, so what else was she doing? There was a poll in supermarkets around the country, and they were given a list of 15 familiar names, and it said, what person would you trust the most and believe? And the answer, the winner, was Rosemary Clooney. So guess what she did then? She did commercials for Coronet paper towels and bathroom tissue. I actually remember those. You do? Okay, so here's a great song that she did on a tribute album to Johnny Mercer called Rosemary Clooney Sings the Lyrics of Johnny Mercer. It's called Talk to Me, Baby. If you cannot toss your heart gaily in the ring, love me while the moment lingers. If you cannot cross your heart that I'm everything, try at least to cross your fingers. Talk to me, baby. Tell me lies. Tell me lies as sweet as apple pies. Whisper you tremble with a wild desire to light the fire in my eyes. Tell me I'm marvelous, exaggerate, prevaricate if you must. Just talk to me, baby, soft on that same album, there's another song that I first actually heard by Rosemary Clooney. But when Johnny Mercer passed away, he left some lyrics that didn't have melodies to go with them. And his wife asked Barry Manilow if he would write the music for this song. And it's absolutely beautiful. I just love it. It's called When October Goes. And when October goes, the snow begins to fly above the smoky roofs. I watch the planes go by. The children run home beneath the twilight sky. Oh, for the fun of them, when I was one of them. And when October February of 1990, Rosemary opened at the Rainbow Room, 65 floors above Rockefeller Center. That's a nice, intimate venue. And then, in 1991, she played Carnegie Hall for the first time ever as a headliner. She was 63 years old at the time, and she said that singing had taken on this new joy that she could not have imagined. And during these great New York engagements, she made an album called Do You Miss New York? It also has great songs on it. But one of the songs that she did so well on this with her band, and we're going to do it right now for you. It's written by Bobby Troop, called Route 66. Okay, so another thing that happened with Rosemary was that she went on tour with 3 other female singers. It changed over time, but it was usually Margaret Whiting, Helen O'Connell, and Rosemary. And those ladies toured for 6 years. They were touring like 40 weeks out of 52 weeks. And Dante was always by her side, and the other ladies loved him and told her how lucky she was that she was with him. Here's another thing. How many of you do Wordle? I know Kevin does. Well, there was a day that we had Wordle, and some people didn't know what the Wordle word meant. And the Wordle word is in the verse of this song, so you'll probably know what word I'm talking about. My story is much too sad to be told, but practically everything leaves me totally cold. The only exception I know is the case when I'm out on a quiet spree, fighting vainly the old ennui. And I suddenly turn and see your fabulous face. So Rosemary's sister Betty died of a brain aneurysm at a young age. And so here's a song that they had sung together, and then for one of these later CDs, Rosemary recorded it with Betty's daughter, Kathy. So this is Rosemary, and I think her name is Kathy Campo. It's called The Coffee Song. songs, but I'll tell you what it was anyway. Oh, and I'll tell you something else. That same year, she guest starred with her nephew, George Clooney, on ER, and she was nominated for an Emmy for her performance as Outstanding Guest Actress in a Drama Series. And I remember when she was on that, so that was really cool. She sang a song by James Taylor that we're not going to have time for, unfortunately, but it's called The Secret of Life. If you know that song by James Taylor, it just really spoke to her about the secret of life enjoying the passage of time. And she had come to realize that by this point, and on her 70th birthday CD, that was the lead song. So let's go to the Gershwin song. Two more. Yeah. Well, I want to tell you that she finally married Dante on November 7th, 1997. Her attendants were her grandchildren. And she wrote that she may have been the only 69-year-old bride with an 11-year-old maid of honor. So I think that's so cool. But her very favorite Gershwin song was written in the living room of the very house that she and Joe had bought, and she still lived. And as I told you, George had died in 1937, but this was his last musical composition before his death. In fact, Ira wrote the lyrics after he died. So we're going to sing this one for you. And it makes sense with Dante and Rosemary living happily ever after. The more I read the papers, the less I comprehend the world and all its capers, and how it all will end. Nothing seems to be lasting, but that isn't our affair. We've got something permanent, I mean in the way we care. It's very clear our love is here to stay, not for a year, but ever and a day. The radio and the telephone and the movies that we know may just be passing fancies, and in time will go. But oh, my dear, our love is here to stay. Together we're going a long, long way. In time the Rockies may crumble, Gibraltar may tumble, they're only made of clay, but our love is here to stay. Oh, my dear, our love is here to stay. Together we're going a long, long way. In time the Rockies may crumble, Gibraltar may tumble, they're only made of clay, but our love is here. Our love is here. Our love is here to stay. Thank you. Okay, we only have time for one more song, but I want to tell you a couple other things. During the 1990s, Rosemary was nominated 4 times for a Grammy Award. And guess who won all 4 times? Tony Bennett. But in 2002, she received a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award but she was unable to attend the ceremonies because she was in the hospital recovering from surgery for lung cancer. And she passed away on June 29th of 2002. She had recorded 25 albums for Concord Jazz, and she kept a busy touring schedule right up until she had the surgery. So things worked out pretty well after that sad breakdown that she had. So the last song that we're going to do is a song that really speaks to her. Her daughter-in-law is Debbie Boone. Debbie Boone is married to Rosemary's son, Gabrielle. And so when they got married, Debbie asked her if she would sing this beautiful song at their wedding. And she thinks of it as a tribute to her children. So we are going to do this, and just one time through we'll do it, okay? Music by David Shire. Pam, you know who that is, and Joanne. His brother was our music teacher. Say goodbye. Why, I can barely say goodnight. If I can hardly take my eyes from yours, how far can I go? Walk away. The thought would never cross my mind. I couldn't turn my back on spring or fall. Your smile, least of all. When I say always, I mean forever. I trust tomorrow as much as today. I am not afraid to say I love you, and I promise you I'll never say goodbye. How could I ever say goodbye? Thank you. Lisa Hasselback on piano.